1966 Morris Minor 1000 in blue. Bodywork wise, going to start off the bonnet, work our way around, do the interior, then we'll do a start up. Once a bit of a polish in places, it is flat throughout on the paintwork. So on the bonnet now, you'll see there's a few bubbles underneath the paintwork on the bonnet there. I wouldn't mind running the polisher over that, but that's job satisfaction right there. Obviously not going to polish those bubbles out, that's for sure. A little bit of cracking of the paint around that hinge and a little bit of corrosion underneath the windscreen. Sell all day long, these little moggies, because they run all day long. Again, some bubbling on the bonnet, on the whole thing really, but overall it is nice and straight. There's no major dings or dents. A little bit of a dent here, just behind the badge there. Around the windscreen on the left hand side. We'll do that nice and slow. You can see it's been left outside at some point. There's some bird poo marks on the roof, and it is flat in places. You can clearly see that. Paintwork throughout flat, to be honest with you, the whole thing. And there is some other little marks on the paintwork there. As we come down the left-hand wing, a little bit of cracking there. Headlights are all okay. No cracks in those on both sides. Grille, yes, it's got a little bit of corrosion just starting through on the grille, but it hasn't been dinged or dented anywhere. And we've got some heavy pitting onto the front bumper. But again, straight across the front bumper, but with some heavy pitting and some corrosion below the right-hand side. Headlamp pods, a little bit underneath there. As you come around the wheel arch on the front, we've got a little cracking at the back of the paintwork there. All the hubcaps and steel wheels are there. Mechanically on the button, this one. Across the driver's doors, all nice and straight. No signs of any real major corrosion there at all. There's a few bits around the frame, on the back edge of the door, but the bottom, odd little bubble coming through. But overall, not too bad at all. Onto the back passenger, we'll see we've got a bit of splitting coming across here on this rear quarter. Quarter itself's nice and straight. Across the top, onto that big rear wheel arch, which again, dent-wise, no scrapes or scratches, but we'll have got some corrosion coming through at the back edge there. And a little bit down here on the bottom lip. You can clearly see that on the phone there on the camera. Have a look at that wheel and tyre. Do the roof around the rear window there, you can see the corrosion starting around the rear window. Just work your way down that arch against the quarter to wing, you'll see a bit of corrosion there, some pitting to the light surrounds, but these are all parts you can jump on any internet site and buy for not a lot of money. Lenses are all crack free again, some pitting on the left hand side. As you come up the boot lid again, you'll see the bubbling in the paint, some moisture underneath the paint there, and some cracking to this rear scuttle section here. Some pitting to the bumpers again on the rear. A bit of corrosion down the bottom edge of the boot there, which you can see there. You come round on the left hand side, again a bit of paint cracking at the bottom here, that's the left hand rear wheel arch. The rest of the arch is all nice and straight there. Across the top, where it meets the body again, we've got a bit of paint cracking and some paint lifting there, which you can't see. Onto the lower half of the quarter again, a few bits of marks down the bottom, some corrosion coming through there. Bottom of the door on the left hand side, you've got a bubble at the back of the door there, and a few bits of paint lifting in this actual seam here. And again, a few little bits of bubbling on the door itself. It's moisture under the paint, that, rather than actual corrosion. So work your way down the wing, you'll see you've got a crack down the lower half of the wing there and a bolt above it. Rest of the wheel arch itself is nice and straight, nice and tidy across the wing top. Into the interior now. Door card's all right, wants a good clean and a few new clips in there. The seat itself, got a little bit of a rip in the seat there on the driver's side and a little bit here. And some tape doing a little job there. So it wants a bit of an interior trim work, or you can quite happy just drive around as it is. There's a little dirty driver there. Dashboard's all okay. Dial's nice and clear, easy to read. Headlining looks to be all right. Got a bit of a tear in the headlining there in the middle. Into the rear now, got some cushions, which is pretty standard on a little Morris. The navy blue carpet set looks all right. Wants a bit of clean, but not too bad at all. I will just move these in case it's hiding any holes or rips or tears. You've got a little bit of a mark on the back seat bench there. Into the boot now. Normally they have a a wooden shelf in there. You can see that doesn't seem to be there at all. Got a spare wheel and a little jack. Into the engine bay. Sorry. Passenger side, that's not an engine bay, that wouldn't be very good, would it? Door card's all alright, again it wants a few clips. These little metal clips sort of go slack over the years. The seat itself, no rips or tears on the seat. Across the dashboard from the left hand side as we go into the seat again, have a good look at that. With the navy blue, good colours this one. Once it's polished anyway, so it's actually a colour. Into the engine bay now. Toby's going to get it fired up there with a bit of choke. No problems with that there. 2 revolutions and away it goes. Take another nice and happy. Little bit of a rev there, please. Nothing wrong with that engine at all. Nice and healthy that. And there you have it. The little Moggy Fow in blue.